Hi everyone, I'm Casey. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I share simple style tips and outfit ideas that work for me as a petite woman. I like keeping things comfortable, easy to wear, and still stylish. So if you're also figuring out what works for your frame, you might find something helpful here. For today's video, I wanted to do something that feels both fun and actually useful. A 2026 trend map. One that's not just what's trending, but what's new, what's clearly staying, and what's making a very specific comeback. If I could tell you about what I had learned about a trend, it is not always a new item you have to buy. Most of the time, it's a shift in styling, proportion, and the vibe of familiar pieces. And in 2026, that matters even more because the fashion industry is moving through a value-conscious era. People are thinking harder about spending, leaning into longevity, and experimenting in smaller ways. Even big industry reporting is pointing to consumers prioritizing value, well-being, and secondhand shopping, which honestly explains why some trends feel more wearable and some feel more like runway theater. So this video is going to be divided into 3 parts. What feels genuinely new, what's staying and getting stronger, and what's coming back with a slightly updated attitude. Let's start with what's staying, because this is the part that makes trend following feel less stressful. First, clever layering is not going anywhere. It's evolving into what I call in-between dressing, the kind of styling that makes unpredictable weather look intentional. On the spring 2026 runways, there's a lot of lightweight layering, cropped jackets over shirts, scarves used as warmth and visual detail, and color peeking out in controlled little flashes. It reads practical, but still styled. If you're petite, this is one of the easiest places to make a simple outfit look expensive. The trick is to keep at least one layer cropped or waist-defining. Think short jacket, tucked shirt, higher-rise bottom. Layering can drown petites fast, but the runways are actually giving a good blueprint. Light layers, not bulky ones. Second, sporty influence is staying, but it's not the loud gym-only version. It's sport meets polish. Vogue literally points to technical pieces like nylon jackets and sporty bottoms styled with tailoring and heels, with contrast being the whole point. That matters because sporty pieces are already everywhere in real wardrobes. What changes in 2026 is how you style them. Instead of looking like you're headed to the treadmill, it becomes a styling tool. A crisp shirt under a sporty jacket or a technical skirt balanced with something structured. Third, denim gets even more dependable again. Vogue Scandinavia's SS26 report calls out a return to classic washes and reliable shapes, the kind of jeans you can wear on repeat without feeling like you're tied to a micro trend. This is a quiet win for petites because stable denim trends mean you can focus on fit, hemming, and proportion instead of chasing the jean of the month. Straight, bootcut, and wide leg silhouettes keep showing up. And they're easy to adapt if you're petite. Hem to the right length, keep the rise flattering, and choose shoes that extend the line of the leg. Fourth, accessories are doing more of the work, specifically scarves. Scarves move from extra to a main styling device, worn as tops, wraps, waist details, shoulder ties, basically everywhere. And I love this because it's the kind of trend you can do without buying a brand new wardrobe. A scarf is one of the most capsule-friendly ways to look current, and it also gives petites a way to add interest higher up on the body, which helps with balance and proportion. Now let's talk about what feels new for 2026, meaning it has a different energy than the last few years. One of the clearest, new, but wearable shifts is a softer kind of prep, sometimes described as literary chic. It's still built on classics, but styled with offbeat color combinations and layered details that feel a little unexpected. This is not stiff office core. It's like the wardrobe of someone who reads, travels, and somehow always has the right cardigan. It's less about looking formal, more about looking composed. And if you're petite, this trend is friendly because it leans on pieces that can be tailored easily. Cardigans, button-downs, pencil skirts, clean trousers. Another new direction is volume placed in very specific ways, especially statement skirts. Vogue Scandinavia flags statement skirts as a standout SS26 item, with exaggerated shape and presence. Statement skirts can sound intimidating, but the real shift here is that outfits get built around one strong piece, and everything else stays simple. If one piece is dramatic, the styling gets cleaner, and the look feels intentional, not chaotic. Another thing that feels newly emphasized is utilitarian dressing, styled as fashion, not function, like boiler suits and workwear blue coveralls being elevated with unexpected styling. I find this interesting because it's part of a bigger push toward practicality and versatility. In a year where people are careful with spending, it makes sense that the hero items are ones that look like they can do more than one job. Now, color. 2026 color talk is split between calm neutrals and richer, more saturated accents. One of the loudest industry color signals is Transformative Teal, which gets described as a fusion of dark blue and aquatic green, and it's framed as a future-facing, eco-aware color direction. Even if you don't care about color of the year, the practical takeaway is simple. Teal is being positioned as a new alternative to black for people who want depth without feeling boring. That's a useful styling tool, especially if your wardrobe is heavy on neutrals. Okay, now the fun part, the comebacks. First, the drop waist and low-slung skirt silhouette is back. Vogue Scandinavia literally has a Get Low section, describing low-slung belted skirts. And outside of runway recaps, fashion media is already calling this out as a Spring 2026 shift, but in a more polished, grown-up way than the early 2000s version. The key difference in 2026 is styling. It's not chaotic Y2K, it's controlled. Cleaner tops, better fabric, more intentional accessories. For petites, this is the one trend I'd treat carefully. Low-slung silhouettes can shorten the legs visually, so if you try it, keep the top shorter, structured, or tucked in a way that still defines shape. Second comeback, 1920s-inspired silhouettes, specifically that relaxed shift dress energy, which Vogue frames as the jazz age returning with modern fabrics and prints. This is one of those trends that always comes back when fashion wants ease, but still wants glamour. For petites, shift dresses can either look chic or look like borrowed clothing, so fabric and length matter a lot. A more structured shift, or one that hits at a very intentional length, is usually the difference. Third comeback, handkerchief hems and asymmetry. Vogue Scandinavia calls out artfully askew hems and refined handkerchief silhouettes. I actually think asymmetry is a petite-friendly trick when done right, because it creates vertical movement. It pulls the eye up and down rather than side to side. The only thing I avoid is overly heavy fabric. That collapses weirdly at the hem. Fourth comeback, desert dressing and harem pants. Vogue Scandinavia notes a desert-destined direction and specifically mentions harem pants solidifying a comeback. This one might sound niche, but it fits the bigger theme of comfort and drape. If you're petite, harem pants are all about scale. The fabric needs to move, but the volume has to be controlled or it overwhelms. I'd treat this as a try-it-in-one-piece trend, not a full wardrobe shift. And here's a bonus comeback category that's less about one item and more about a time period. 2016-ish pieces making their way back into the conversation. Vogue has literally been tracking 2016 trends predicted to re-emerge in 2026, including things like skinny jeans and ankle boots. Now, do I think everyone needs to run out and buy skinny jeans? No. But I do think it's a reminder that trend cycles are messy, and multiple silhouettes can exist at the same time. That's actually good news for petites because it means you can choose what flatters you and still look current as long as the styling feels modern. So, if I had to summarize 2026 in one sentence, It's this. The mood is practical, but styled. It's comfort, but with intention. It's familiar pieces, but rebalanced through proportion and accessories. And if you're building outfits as a petite, this is a strong year because so many of the staying trends are things you can do with what you already own. Layering, denim, scarves, sport meets polish. The new trends are mostly about where you place the emphasis. One statement skirt, one utilitarian hero piece, one rich color swap like teal instead of black. And the comebacks are best approached like seasoning. Try one element at a time and keep the rest of the outfit clean. Before you go, tell me your favorite from this list. Which trend are you most excited about for 2026? Or which one are you skipping completely? Leave a comment so I can read what everyone's leaning toward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.